everybody, welcome to round number 1 of the Tier 10 Championship here in World Online Racing. My name is XSmithyX, I'll be your lead commentator today, alongside a very special new guest. Just having a couple technical issues at the moment, so just going to let him sort those out, and I'll cover and try and stall for F1 being a really, really good game. But yes, we are here, a new season, a new 15 race calendar that is on the screen in front of you, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well, and yeah, we should be getting underway in a little under 10 minutes time for the first round of the season, the Austrian Grand Prix. As always, we do have the chat up, so if you have any predictions, anything like that, please do drop them in the chat, say hello, get that audience engagement going, and you know, if you want to go over onto Twitter, join the conversation, use hashtag WOR Season 13 and let us know your thoughts on either this tier or any tier that has gone on over the course of the past week. So obviously we are about a week into the season now. But yeah, hopefully we should have a good little race tonight. Have we got our co-commentator in? Wonderful stuff. So yes, he has got it sorted, so we'll unmute him. And for the first time, I believe, is it your first time commentating any league? It is indeed, so welcome Lane, very first time commentating, so chat, be on your best behaviour, be nice, and hopefully we can have a good little race today. Yeah, are you excited? You looking forward to this? Wonderful stuff. We do have a lot of very good drivers in here, we'll get into those in just a couple of minutes time. But yeah, the format for WOR, if you are new around here, it is 18-minute qualifying session followed by a 50% Grand Prix, so 36 laps for this particular track. Of course, there will be races over the course of the season. We have sprint races now in Formula 1, so we'll get to those as we come to them. But for the first round, it is a short qualifying and a 36-lap race. Obviously, if you have watched the other tiers that have been ongoing over the course of the week, you'll know weather could play a factor today, so there's always something to keep an eye on. And like I said, we will be hopefully getting underway 8 PM sharp, so about 8 minutes time. So if you want to get a drink, get some snacks, go and grab them while you have the chance. And I'm sure it should be a very good race. Are you excited for Austria? Yeah, we have seen that over the course of the week. A lot of action-packed races. Obviously, I race as well. For those of you who do follow me personally, it didn't go quite as well for me, so I'm very aware of the difficulties of this circuit. But we have a 15-race calendar, and this is just the very first one. We'll be going all across the globe to a new track in Miami, new track layouts around Australia, Spa, and Abu Dhabi before we end the season in late November under the floodlights in Saudi Arabia. And like we mentioned, as if that wasn't enough, we also have sprint races, 3 this season, 1 in Bahrain, 1 in Belgium, and 1, of course, around the new Abu Dhabi layout. That's going to be something to look forward to, isn't it, Lane? I believe it's still the same. Apparently they can't hear you. What have I done? Oh, I think I know what I've done. That's exactly what I was talking to you about a minute ago. That's my bad. Good start. Output device. Which one is it? Speakers. Apologies for that. Just quickly speak for me. Oh. Okay. Why has that not worked? Oh dear. Oh no. What? I'm so confused. Why is this broken? I haven't changed anything on that. Okay, technical difficulties. That is a just give me 2 seconds. I can try and get this fixed. Right. I'm not entirely sure why this has happened, to be honest with you. It should all be fine. Oh, hang on. Is it to do with the permissions? It shouldn't be, because you should be able to hear me. Discord, why you do this? What? Oh, I'm an absolute idiot. Sorry, I've fixed it. Oh dear. So we've done all that nice build up.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Right, F's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Professional streamer like it right here. It's not like I do this 2 times a week on my personal channel.
No.
I forgot to press a button. Apologies for that. So we'll.
Oh. I did so much build up.
You really did. It was really impressive stuff, to be fair. Oh dear. Right. Sorry, that is now fixed. It shouldn't happen again.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a disaster. I think now might be a good time to go to an ad break. And I can die of embarrassment. So we'll be back with you in just a short couple of seconds after this advert from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Right, okay, we're back. So apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. So we are here with Lane. Hopefully you can now hear him. Let me know in the chat if you can. You should be able to. Turns out I'm Spanner. So for the second time tonight, Lane, say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Oh dear. Right, yes. So like I said, it is his first time commentating in WOR on any league race, in fact. So, like I said, please do be nice. He's doing very well so far. Very insightful insights that I was the only one to hear, so hopefully it should be a good one. So as you can see on the screen in front of you, we have the lineup at the moment. We are still waiting for a couple of drivers to get in, so if you want to jump over to the select team and driver screen, Lane, we can have a look at some of the drivers. I don't know if you are friends with or recognise any of the names we have at the moment.
I do. I'm actually a good friend of Sniper Hunter 1. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So definitely have to keep an eye out for him. There's a couple of names that I recognise. I've raced with a couple of them. We know DJ Perks. He's a fan of the old bottle. He's tends to do really, really well, and then he'll just bin it. So we'll keep an eye out, see if he can break the curse tonight. And obviously Matty I race with in another league, so I know Matty's pretty quick. But it's exciting to see a lot of these drivers not race with them before. I think as a commentator at least, I found that very exciting, discovering new talents, especially in a league like WOR where the competition is so fierce. It should be a good race and a good season to come, 15 races.
It's going to be exciting. We've got a very competitive grid. Very competitive.
That is for sure.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. Watch out for turn 3. Going to be very, very action-packed, I reckon.
Yes, that will be one of the hot spots, especially on the first lap. Hopefully we can avoid any carnage, though, and we can have a nice, clean race. Although, to be fair, some of you may be tuning in. You might want a little bit of carnage. We don't know. We're here to provide entertainment for everyone here at World Online Racing. And speaking of which, if you are new around here, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. We're over 4.3k subscribers now. So if you want to help us along on that journey, please do hit subscribe. And as usual, standard YouTube things, leave a like on the stream if you are enjoying it, and it does really, really help us all out. We've got a lot of people in the chat, so hello to Marnik, hello to Ryan, thank you for pointing out my little issue. We've got a lot of drivers from the tier, in fact, in the chat, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream, and you can watch it back later on, and hopefully we can do your racing justice. What time is it? We have got about 2 minutes to go, so I believe we'll be getting underway any minute now. Any last things that you want to say, Lane, before we jump into the first qualifying of the season?
Well, I think it's very important that the drivers need to stay hydrated, because it's very hot if they're in the UK.
Yes,
very, very hot.
If you're in the UK, hopefully you are enjoying the weather. It's currently 37 degrees in my room, so I am absolutely boiling.
Oh, gosh.
So, yes, it's going to be an interesting one, but hopefully the weather on track will be a little bit cooler for the drivers and they don't have to worry about this boiling heat. Hello, Matty in the chat. Good to see you again, my friend. Hopefully you can have a good race today. That in the chat, Australian Formula 1 League, that I believe is Live to Win. So, hello, my friend. Hopefully you do have a good debut. I think I'm right in saying this is your first race in WOR. Oh, it looks like Lane is disconnected. What's happened there? Okay, we'll try and get him back in just a second. Apologies for that. I am on my own, all on my lonesome. But yeah, we are going to be underway in a couple of minutes' time. And then, like I said, we'll have qualifying for the Grand Prix. Yes, agreed in the chat. It is way too hot for this, but like I said, hopefully for you guys, the weather in the game will be a little bit nicer. And yeah, apologies for the the chat's just gone a little bit dead. I'm just quickly trying to get Lane back into the commentary box, and then we can get ready to go. Technical difficulties once again. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, we are getting a few people starting to ready up, so we will be getting underway very, very shortly indeed. Hopefully you are as excited as we are here at WOR for the opening round of the Tier 10 Championship, as I forget how to speak English. Yeah, Lane, just check the Discord. I've quickly pinged you if you just join the waiting for interview chat. Oh, you've already done it. Get him back in. There we go. Should be back in the chat now.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
All the technical difficulties today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully they're all sorted before we begin.
Yeah, I'd rather they happen now than during the middle of the session. I was just keeping the guys entertained, saying we will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time. People starting to ready up. We have 19 drivers in, so I think we may just be waiting for one driver to join. If he doesn't, I think we will probably just go without him. But yeah, very excited for this. If you have been following WOR this week, you'll know we have had quite a few, in fact, rain-affected races, or sessions at least. So always a threat of rain around here. Like we said, very high-speed circuit, very difficult circuit, because there are really only about 8 corners around this track.
Of course, with the rain, it will separate the drivers who've done a lot of practice in the wet from the ones that haven't, so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, imagine not practicing for a wet WOR race. I don't know who'd do that.
Oh no.
Yeah, didn't practice. Absolutely bottled the race. But we don't talk about that. Zakaria today is replacing... that's a very good question, one that I haven't prepared for. So just give me 2 seconds while I quickly double check. Who is it off the top of my head? My knowledge isn't the best.
That's only a driver.
Where is... Just give me 2 seconds, I can find that out. He is replacing Zink's Motion. Unfortunately, he can't race today, but he should be back for next week. Yeah, Zink's Motion at YT. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he will be ready and raring to go next week. It looks like we are readying up now, ladies and gentlemen. So it is time to get ready. It's time to get time to get the action underway, and it's time for qualifying for the first round of the season. It's time for the Austrian.
Alfie is a WOR race winner.
Jensen makes it 5 in a row.
Danny Berejnay wins on debut.
Shinaka returns to winning ways in WOR.
Season 12 sees a new man. It's Shadow. He is your Xbox champion.
And Jensen is the new king of PlayStation.
From the back row of the grid, against all odds, Nicholas Longi wins the title.
Goes past the safety car.
What has gone on here?
Berman spins.
Stunning move from the Spaniard.
He's taken out Rambo. Here comes Longe.
We're going 4 wide down to turn 1.
Oh, he's taking him out.
The captain run was complete.
Sonic to the inside.
Shadow wins to Brazil. Absolutely sensational.
A very good evening to you from wherever you're watching from around the world. We're live from Spielberg in Austria. It's time for qualifying for the opening round of the season, and it's time to unleash the 20 drivers hoping to strike the first blow to their rivals in Season 13. We are at the Red Bull Ring for the 11th WOR Championship Grand Prix, and so far this week we've seen 4 wins from pole position, so everything is to play for in the next 20 minutes or so of qualifying around this, the shortest lap in terms of lap time on the calendar. We've got 2.68 miles of tarmac, we've got 3 DRS zones, we've got overtaking opportunities aplenty, and we've got 20 drivers ready and raring to go to get out on the track. They'll be doing so on the softest tyres in the Pirelli range. The soft tonight is the C5, the medium C4 and the hard C3. Expect to see all 3 in action at some point over the evening. Yes, it is a very tricky circuit, this one. Traffic in these short qualifying sessions is always a little bit of a nightmare. And of course, as we saw in the real life Formula 1, track limits usually very difficult as well. We're currently trying to find the lead driver. I believe that will be Hammy is best. We are having a couple of technical difficulties at the moment, unfortunately. So just bear with me. We will try and sort something out between the sessions. Apologies for that, but Hammy is best is going to be the first one to set a time, and he spun it out the final corner, so that's not the way he will have wanted his season to start. So I think it will be the Red Bull of DJ Perks. We'll go on board with him and enjoy the sounds of this lap while I quickly try and sort out some of the technical difficulties we are having. Back. Apologies for that. The first lap of the season is DJ Perks. He sets a 104.7. We are, like I said, having a few technical problems. Always DJ Perks spins on the curb, so that bottle reputation immediately coming in. If Lane is in the chat, as we see Zakaria has already retired, so unfortunate for him. Yeah, Lane, if you are in the chat, what we'll do between the sessions, I will quickly create a Xbox party. I'll try and get that set up quickly. Yeah, DJ Perks currently the fastest. Who have we got behind? Clunky Monkey is on a pretty decent first sector. He sets a 26.1 through there, so that's very, very competitive. Fresh, I believe, may have been validated. A lot of drivers already getting down to the 16.1 to the first sector, which is a very, very good first sector time around this circuit. 45.3 through the middle for Clunky Monkey as he comes up towards the final sector. Now, what can he do as he comes down towards turn 9 and 10? The Aston Martin stays well out of the way, throws the car into turn 9, the blind apex corner, keeps it within the track limits. Can he keep it within for the final corner? Yes, leaves plenty of margin there. Chungus Goat goes fastest to 4.6. What will it be for Clunky Monkey? He goes P5 with a 105.296. And then has somehow managed to invalidate immediately after. We have, I think that's Thomas about to start a lap just behind, and then one of the 2 Red Bulls. I think that's Exotic Plane coming around to set his lap. What can he do? It's a 5.1 for him, puts himself into P5. Very decent little lap for him there. One of the Alpha Tauris is next. Who will that be? PRT Blue coming into the pits. A Ferrari will be next up. I think that will be Kirusha. He has invalidated and is also into the pit lane. Let's go on board with Matty. What can the Alpine driver do as he comes around the final corner? He has invalidated, so that is unfortunate for him. What would it have been? A 5.6. It's not a bad lap. Would have put himself up inside the top 10, but obviously still very early on at the moment. As the sector times are moving thick and fast. It's going to be very tricky to try and keep an eye on this for the rest of this session. I can tell you that for sure. Dream Boots has invalidated and has cut across the entry there. It's a little bit naughty from him. I'm sure he's going to try and get away with that one. Who is the first Aston Martin? It is going to be Sick Pompano as he comes up to the line. What can he do for Aston Martin? Goes P9. His teammate is about to cross the line just behind him. Currently P12. Goes up into P8. Pushes his teammate down to P9. and taking the spoils early on for Aston Martin in that one. Remix has just set a lap, just missed that. It's a 31.0, but that's a very slow lap, so I imagine he is about to go on a lap, so we'll go on board with him as he comes down the straight down through the slight kink of turn 2. Not really a corner, but the game decides to say that it is one. Braking heavily into turn 3. It's an uphill braking zone. The track rising through there, so you can brake a lot later than you think, and then it starts to cascade as we come down the hill, down towards turn number 4. Might get a little bit of a tow from the Aston Martin, who stays well out of the way. Tricky braking zone, turn 4. Like we mentioned, downhill, very easy to lock an inside brake, but does that quite nicely. We have someone who's just crossed a line. I'm not entirely sure who that was. I think it may have been AMS Thomas, putting himself up into P5 there with a 4.9. What can Remix do through the middle sector? He has set a 45.5. That's not a bad first sector, to be fair. 29.2 in the middle sector is actually very competitive as he comes up to, like we mentioned, turn 9. A very tricky corner, this 50-metre board. Throw the car in, pray that it sticks. Uses a lot of curb there, and he has ran a little bit wide. Keeps it valid somehow, so he must have backed off on that one. So this lap, probably not going to be the fastest from Remix in the McLaren. The 105.9 goes P12 for the time being, and you can see already a lot of traffic in that final sector as one of the Ferraris is about to start a lap. It is fresh, so let's see what he can do while I very quickly see if I can get our commentator back in with us. Left, we should be fine. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes ago in qualifying, Fresh has just put himself P6, and we do have Lane back in with us. Very happy with that. Hopefully, that will be the end of the issues. We'll go on board with DJ Perks. He's currently P2. He's already had a little bit of a spin lane, so why don't you take us on board with a lap for DJ Perks around this Red Bull ring.
So coming into turn 3, short shift up to 3rd on the exit, opens the DRS when he gets to the line, and he's going to be getting a tiny little bit of a slipstream from the car ahead. It won't make much of a difference because it's so far in front. Brakes now for turn 4. Is that turn 4? This is turn 5 now. Coming into 6. It's quite a late apex this corner because you want to set it up nicely for 7. And then into 8 before nearly flat out corner at turn 9. He's missed the curb a little bit there, so he's not maximised the track. In fact, he's backed off.
Yeah, unlucky there for DJ Perks. Did look to be a little bit low on ERS. While we were watching him, though, PRT Blue in the AlphaTauri has just put himself on to pole position with a provisional 104.4. Very, very decent little lap from him there. The timing screens, I can tell you, are lighting up on the timing app that I have. We'll go on board with RBW. No, he's in the pit, so the timing screen has actually lied to me there. So that is unfortunate. Who have we got coming through the first corner? We'll go on board with the Aston Martin of 6 Pompano. We've got Haas about to cross the line. No, that Haas is in the pits. So we won't go on board with him, in fact. Actually, let's jump up a little bit. I think Clunky Monkey, or is it PRT Blue? It is PRT Blue, but he's coming into the pit lane. Who is next across the line? Let's play scrolling through the track map, trying to find it. I think it might be your friend Sniper Hunter. Yes, it is, but he is 0.8 of a second down.
It's unfortunate for him. He's very low on ERS, actually. I'm not sure why he's that low. And in fact, he does come into the pits, so no improvement from him. Stays 15th, unfortunately.
Oh, we do have a couple of spinners. Drew Boots there has had a spin coming through the corner, in fact, where Lewis Hamilton had his crash in real life just a couple of weeks ago. 6 Pompano's coming around the final corner. He's currently 0.2 of a second up on his lap. Is this going to be enough to get him ahead in the battle of the 2 Aston Martins? Yes, it is.
10.
Goes into the top 10, of course, remember. The tyre rules have changed this year. You no longer start on the tyres you set your fastest lap on in qualifying. You have a free choice, so expect to see everyone thrashing through their soft tyres. And there is no longer as much of an advantage starting P11 as there used to be.
Hami's best just coming across the line. He's 16 seconds down, so I think he's had a bit of a moment on his lap there. Unfortunate for him in the Alpine.
Yes, it does look like he had a little bit of a mistake, but we'll see what he can do. Let's keep an eye on... Oh no, he's invalidated, so ignore me. As I look down, RWB is now in fact out on the track. He's going into the first corner, so let's keep an eye on what he can do. He did very nicely through there. In fact, it's a very tricky corner, that first one. That curve can be quite RNG if you hit it at just the wrong angle. It can send you spinning. Again, not that I'd know. He's about half a tenth off, a very competitive first sector with a 16.1. I don't think we've seen anyone dip below a 16.1 so far, from what I've seen on the timing screen, so that's a very competitive first sector. Is anyone in front of him setting a particularly good lap? I think Exotic may be about to set a decent lap, in fact. Currently in P9, he's setting personal best first and second sector. So we'll keep on board with RBW, but we'll keep an eye on what Exotic can do. Crosses the line now, where does it put him? All the way up into P3. Pips his teammate by about half a tenth of a second.
Impressive lap from PRT Blue, it has to be said, because he's nearly 2 tenths quicker than Chungus, which is just incredible.
Yeah, especially like we mentioned, a track like Austria, only 8 real corners, 4 real braking zones. To find 2 tenths of a second is very impressive. Is this going to be an impressive lap from RBW as he crosses the line for McLaren? Puts himself up to P5. That's a very big improvement. Found 6 seconds there, so obviously not having the best of times on his previous laps. Who else do we have on the circuit at the moment? His teammate is
very busy in the second sector right now.
Indeed it is. As you can see, 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Laps going thick and fast at the moment. Is anyone on a particular push lap? Exotic Planes is exactly a second down, so he is not. Jack, I think, has just started a lap for the Haas team.
He has, yep.
So he's coming up the hill towards turn number 3. See what the first sector is for him. Again, a 16.1 does appear to be what everyone is setting through that first sector. I can tell you from the timing screens that I've got in front of me, pretty much everyone's 16.1 through the first sector. So, like we mentioned, so hard to find any time over everyone else, which makes that lap from PRT Blue even more impressive, as Jack uses quite a lot of curve there on the entry.
It's getting very busy at the final few corners as everyone tries to slow down to set a lap.
Yeah, like we mentioned at the start, traffic always an issue, especially in the short qualifying sessions that we have in WOR, of course. Only one qualifying session, so everyone fighting for the same bit of tarmac, and we don't end up with what we have usually in Formula 1, where we only have got 6 cars on track at the end. I can tell you PRT Blue has just set a 16.0 through the first sector and a personal best second, so we'll see what Jack can do. Jack has invalidated, so let's go on board with PRT Blue. He is just about up by 100th of a second, so if he throws it into turn 9, using a lot of that curve that can push the car out, and unfortunately he has invalidated at the worst time possible there.
So 2 drivers losing their lap times due to invalidation when they were improving as well, so it's very unfortunate to see.
Yeah, very easy to do though. Another one I think is about... Oh no, Dream has somehow kept that valid, even though he's about 4 miles off the circuit there. He's about to come into the line, currently P12, puts himself up 1 position into P11. We do have one of the Red Bulls, that'll be DJ Perks. He's currently P4, his teammate has pipped him. Where can he go as he comes across the line? Up into P2 with a 104.597, but still over a tenth behind that lap from PRT Blue, showing just what a good lap that was, considering how early in the session he managed to set that.
There's 3 cars together. I'm not sure if anyone's on a lap, but just coming up towards turn 4.
I think Droom has invalidated, Exotic is on an out lap, and that has it slowing down. So I think the next one to set a lap will probably be Exotic. Oh, is it Sniper Hunter? Let's go on board in.
Now, I think.
Yeah, he's a 10th down through the first sector, so I think he may have backed off.
His tyres are a lap old, so possibly... Has he already done one?
I'm not too sure. He is flashing, so I don't think he's deploying ERS, so we will quickly just jump. Who is on a lap? Clunky Monkey has set a 16.129 through the first sector in the Alpha Tauri. Obviously, he needs to try and find a little bit more time to match his teammate, currently half a second off. Although I don't think he is improving on this lap, and again, he is very low on ERS. So it doesn't look like he's going to improve, and it looks like he is about to dive into the pit lane. So who is next? Let's quickly cycle through. I think it will be Exotic, followed by Sixth Pompano, currently down in P12 for Aston Martin, but Exotic just been pipped by his teammate. He has had the upper hand through the first run. He has set a 16.072 in that first sector.
Very competitive.
Indeed, he's definitely one of the first people to jump down into the 16.0s. So this could be a very decent lap. Needs to find, like we mentioned, about 2 1/4 tenths if he wants to try and fight that lap from PRT Blue, who still find himself top of the timesheets despite setting that very early on. Exotic, a 1/10.5 up, so this is looking like a decent lap. Should jump himself up ahead of his teammate once again, so he's got the early upper hand, it seems, in this Red Bull battle. Comes into the final corner, dabs on the brake at the 50-metre board, uses that curve nicely to rotate the car into the final corner. So easy to rotate, but he leaves a lot of margin on the exit. And as he comes up to the line, what will it be for PRT Blue? It's pole position. What a lap that was. Very impressive. 6th Pompano about to set a lap behind, but he must have invalidated it or not improved. What a lap that is from Exotic Planes.
I think PRT obviously lost a bit of time through the final couple of corners, which Exotic got right, and then that allowed him to get ahead of him.
Yeah, that's definitely an area that PRT can work on. Of course, there are still a minute 50 in fact to go, so actually there's not as much time as I thought there was. Chungus set a decent first sector but has backed off, so I imagine he's trying to recharge his battery, ready to go again. He's only going to have time to do 1 or maybe 2 small flying laps after this. That's definitely not ideal. Who else is currently on a decent lap? Let's look at time screens. RBW has just set a 16.0 through the first sector, so definitely the track looks like it is ramping up right now. We've got Fresh set at 16.1, so he is pushing as well, currently down in P10.
He's got to be careful, there's a lot of traffic in front of him.
Yeah, you can see, like I mentioned, traffic's always an issue in WOR, but especially around Austria. RBW coming into the final corner. He has got an Aston Martin. He's going to let him go before the final corner, so that's good to see. The Red Bull in front needs to get out of the way, and he does. What can RBW do? Nicely around that final corner, gets the car rotated, comes up to the line, currently P5, goes P3 with a 104.2, and DJ Perks has retired, so I think he is not expecting any more improvements from himself. What can Fresh do though? Currently down in P10. He set a personal best middle sector as well at the moment in that Ferrari.
Chungus has just set a very competitive first sector as well, another 16.0.
Yes, he has. We'll keep an eye on that. Fresh just goes into P9, so we'll go on board with Chungus. Keep an eye on drivers crossing the line. I think that is Matty or Sniper Hunter about to start a lap. And then someone else. I think that is Hammy's best. I think he's just crossed the line, I'm not too sure. We have what the Alpha Tower is. Chungus went off the circuit, but has kept it valid somehow, so he'll be pretty happy with that one. He is the next across the line. Behind him, I believe that will be Remix. And unfortunately, he has retired. Quickly go on board with Remix.
Chungus crashes.
That is unfortunate. The next one then will be 6 Pompano. He is just a 1/4 of a tenth up as he comes into the final corner. What can he do? The 2 Aston Martins struggling at the moment. Pompano down in P12. Does he improve? He does not, which means that the Haas behind him, Jack Attack, I think that is, he has already finished, so it will be the other Aston Martin. Live to win, currently P14, stays P14, even though he found nearly 3.5 tenths through there. Who is next up? It will be Sniper Hunter. What can he do? Doesn't improve, unfortunately for him, and stays in P17 at the moment. Matty is going to be one of the final ones to set a lap, comes around the final corner. He's currently on par with his personal best, so he's going to have to find time in the final sector. Has he done it? He has, goes up to P15. I'm sure he will be pretty happy with that. Do we have anyone else on a lap? AMS Thomas, I think, is going to be next
it's invalid.
That's unfortunate. As soon as we go on board with him. You see, not particularly happy with that, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, that will be quali over unless Remix is on a lap. Oh, he is, in fact. He is a 1/10.5 up, but has no ERS, so that will cost him in this final sector. Use a lot of curb there. That's going to be off the circuit. And he has invalidated. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is qualifying over, and that was a quick and hectic 18 minutes filled with invalidations, spins, incredible laps, and, of course, technical difficulties.
What more could you ask for?
Exactly, all the drama here in WOR. Make sure you leave a like, and make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. But it is Exotic Planes who claims the first pole position of the season here in tier number 10 from PRT Blue. We'll get the full results up in a second. But that was a very, very exciting session.
Them Red Bulls look quick, both of them setting very competitive times at the front.
Yeah, definitely. Like we mentioned though, DJ Perks, one of the Red Bulls, does have a little spin in him. He does have a mistake in him every now and again, so keep an eye out for that. And like we said, qualifying pace and race pace, 2 very different things. Just because someone is quick in qualifying does not necessarily mean that they are the fastest in race trim, so we'll have to keep an eye out. As we said, we are new to a lot of these drivers, so we're going to have to feel out how they are getting on. The race will be getting underway in about 20 seconds, and that means it's time for another ad. Right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, just loading in to the Grand Prix. Is Clunky Monkey any good? He appears to be. Set a pretty decent time so far. P6. He's about, let's say, about 0.5 of a second, I think, off the fastest time. So there is time to find, but he's definitely up there with the fastest drivers. You can see it is very overcast. Apparently, there may be a little bit of rain for this Grand Prix, just to spice things up. So let's quickly go down the grid order, if my race director actually decides to show up. It does look like everyone is starting on the drive, so we'll start from the back. We've got Kirusha in the Ferrari. He starts P19, not alongside Zakaria, in fact. Zakaria is P18. He's on the medium compound tyre at the moment. Unfortunately, he crashed out in qualifying very early on. Didn't get to set a lap. He will start alongside Sniper Hunter, the slowest of the qualifiers. Next up, we have Remix and Matty sharing a row together, the two Brits. They will be battling to try and get some points. Ahead of them, we have Pazza Intern and Six Pompano just behind Live to Win. The Aston Martin drivers are very closely matched. Drew Boots finishes just outside the top 10. Next up, we have Hammy is Best, or Hammy is Best, I imagine that probably is, in the Alpine. He starts alongside Fresh for Ferrari. AMS Thomas starts alongside Jack Attack. They are on row 4. 7th and 8th. Clunky Monkey in the AlphaTauri is P6, about half a second off his teammate. Currently selected the hard compound tyres. Alongside him is Chungus Go in the Alfa Romeo. DJ Perks makes it another top 5 qualifying result, so continuing his good form from the end of last season. Hopefully, for his sake, he doesn't bottle now that I have praised him. RBW got P3 for McLaren, a very good lap from him. And the front row, PRT Blue, and the first pole position of the season goes to Exotic Plains.
We can expect a lot of drama on this opening lap and throughout the race, because if that rain is forecast, we're going to see absolute chaos towards the end.
Indeed, we are. We are going to be getting underway in just 5 seconds' time. There is no formation lap because it's currently glitched, so we are going to be getting ready immediately for the 5 red lights, as long as someone has set the lobby up correctly. Yes, we are then. So, 5 red lights, ladies and gentlemen. For the first round of the season, it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start there from Exotic Plains. Does look like he's got away well. PRT Blue with a little bit of a slow one there. RBW trying to go around the outside into turn 1 with DJ Perk sniffing around. I think RBW is going to end up off the circuit there. Yes, he is. We've got front wing flying in the background. A lot of cars taking to the background. We've got a Haas that is... that's Live to Win has been involved in there with Intern. And Zakaria is out of the session. We have a VSC already. So we spoke about drama, it didn't even get to turn 3, and we have a VSC already.
It looked like there must have been some sort of contact. Zakaria lost the front left wheel. What's going on here towards turn 3? Everyone's changing positions under virtual safety car.
That is less than ideal. We've got the tyre, sorry, not the tyre, the position gains. You can see, obviously, the big losers in the background.
AMS Thomas was just spun.
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of a pile-up. I imagine we're having an issue with the deltas, because that is an issue we get sometimes. AMS Thomas being let back through, but has he got front wing damage? I think he has. Yes, he's not got a front wing, so that's less than ideal for him. Already down 8 places, and he's going to have to pit at the end of the first lap. Let's quickly jump over to the tyres, just so we can see what tyres everybody is on. You can see a real mix, the hard and the medium. No one electing to go for the softs, and the VSC is in. So at the end of the first lap then, Exotic Plains is going to lead the way from PRT Blue. DJ Perks has got up into P3, so a great start from him. Chungus Go in P4 for Alfa Romeo. We've got RBW under pressure from Clunky Monkey behind with Fresh up into P7. We've got Jack Attack in the Haas in P8 with Hammy is Best just behind. We've got a position change in the background. 5 cars already in the pits.
Look at DJ Perks going to the outside of PRT Blue at turn 3. Exactly what I said, where this action zone would be. PRT defends the inside. DJ Perks pushed off over the curb on the exit, and he's going to lose out to Chungus Goat now.
Yeah, very, very hard defending there from PRT Blue on those hard tyres. Does look like he's struggling a little bit to get those fired up, because Exotic Plains is already out of the DRS zone, which of course will be activated at the end of this lap. You can see a lot of drivers already coming into the pit, so a real split already, but we do still have the top.
Spin! There's a Ferrari, that's fresh. And a contact with Jack Attack.
That is unfortunate for those two, not what they will have wanted. So already, ladies and gentlemen, we've got absolute carnage here. Already down to, I think the lead train is down to about 8 drivers already, and a lot of drivers suffering early on in this one. We have a penalty for Matty as well. I think that must be track limit, so that's not what he is going to have wanted, as Exotic sets the fastest lap. You can see the predicted strategy on the screen there. Predicted around lap 16 to lap 20 is when you'll see these drivers on mediums coming in for hards. Obviously the hard runners will be going a little bit longer, but Exotic Plains, ideal start for him, already over a second clear. And yeah, he's
Here
definitely
comes
looking to try and
DJ
build the
to
grip.
the inside at Chungust at turn 3, gets the move done cleanly. The Red Bull now moves up into P3.
Yeah, fantastic little move from him there. Have we got any action further down? We've got a car in the background. I think that's Remix has spun coming into the pits, or he might have just spun it on the curb. That's unfortunate for him. Kirusha is into the pits again. So, interesting strategy call there from Ferrari, but we've come to expect that with the Formula 1 season that is currently underway.
Of course, Ferrari fans will not be enjoying that season. Of course, I'm not a Ferrari fan, but I can feel their pain.
Oh, apologies. Didn't realise I was still muted. But yeah, Exotic Planes starting to pull away a little bit. PRT Blue, apparently, according to the sector times, was 3 tenths quicker through the first sector. So I think Exotic may have made a bit of a mistake through turn 1 last time. But DJ Perks, what a good fastest lap that is, a 7.6, putting the marker down for his teammates, saying that he is still in this race. I think Exotic, again, has lost a little bit of time through turn 1, so maybe not comfortable with the setup. But DJ Perks is going to go for the move here.
To the inside at turn 3 yet again. Oh, there's contact. I think PRT got pushed a little bit wide by DJ, and now DJ gets a position. That may be investigated. I'm not sure.
I imagine it probably will be, but I think that might have been a little bit of a revenge for what happened earlier on. Obviously on lap 2, DJ tried that move around the outside and obviously got forced off by PRT Blue. So I imagine just getting his elbows out there a little bit, because he knows how important it is to try and close down his teammate. If Exotic gets away in this one, you have to imagine he will probably run away with it. So DJ going to try and get after him, but of course, tyre strategy is going to play into this. Both of them as well being Red Bull teammates, they can't pit on the same lap, so the battle for supremacy is not just for the race win, it's for the ideal tyre strategy as well.
They need to make sure that they pit perfectly, otherwise they're going to end up overlapping and they're going to lose a lot of time if someone has more worn tyres than the other. DJ Perks absolutely flying. He's a man on a mission, hunting down his teammate Exotic Planes as we start lap 5. He just set another fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, some 7 tenths quicker than Exotic on that last lap, and DJ Perks will be getting the benefit of DRS now. A 1/10.5 quicker through that first sector than Exotic Plane, so I think Exotic must just not be comfortable with that first corner. He's consistently about 2 tenths to a 1/10.5 slower than those behind him. You can see PRT Blue already dropped by DJ Perks. So this battle for the lead, the two Red Bull drivers look like they're going to go toe-to-toe. Not something we've seen in real life, but we're seeing it here in WOR. And there is a little bit of a train starting to form behind PRT Blue, so like we said, he was very, very quick in qualifying, setting that P2 lap, but in the race does look like he's struggling a little bit more on those hard compound tyres.
I think we need to keep an eye on these Red Bulls because something is going to give here or there. They are so close. DJ is within 4 tenths now, coming into lap 6, around the final corner. He's going to get the DRS along the straight, and then he'll get DRS again through to turn 3.
Yes, he will. Probably won't go for the move at turn 1. Best to set it up for that turn 3 climb. Again, another 6 tenths of a second quicker on that lap. And he's got the run coming out the first corner, tucking into the slipstream. Is he going to play this tactical? Does he want to make the move into turn 3? Or is he going to... That was a very late move there from Exotic.
Defended to the inside, and DJ gets all the way around the outside with the overspeed because of the DRS. And actually, now Exotic has DRS. So was that strategical to let him go?
It may have been, but if it was, it hasn't worked out because he's not been able to repass him. So he's now going to have to try as hard as possible to try and stick within the DRS zone. But DJ, I can tell you the last couple of laps, especially in this middle sector, it's been a good 2 or 3 tenths of a second quicker consistently. So if he can keep that up, it's definitely going to start to be a little bit of a struggle for him. We'll quickly just have a look at this train forming behind PRT Blue. He is keeping within 1.1, 1.2 seconds of the Red Bull. Is keeping them honest on those hard tyres. But like you can see, Chungusco, RWB and Clunky Monkey all in there, keeping this DRS train alive. I think Blue might actually be able to get within DRS here if he gets a nice run off the final corner, but I'm not sure he has. And oh, yes, he will actually just get within the DRS. The DRS train is back underway, ladies and gentlemen. And the top 6 all in the fight for this race.
They're so close to each other. This is unbelievable. They are within 3 seconds of each other. 6 cars within 3 seconds. That's just how close it is.
Yeah, World Online Racing produces incredible racing just like this. Blue just dropped out with the DRS there, but we'll probably try and get it back in the first sector. We go down a little bit further back. We'll have a look at some of the action in the midfield. We've got Hammy is best with his teammate Matty just behind as they're battling over P7 as Remix picks up a time penalty. Just give me seconds. I need to turn off an Alexa alarm. So I'm just...
As we just watched, Fresh has just got past Six Pompano, the Ferrari, moving ahead of the Aston Martin, and I'm not sure if it's just my camera glitching out, but are we seeing spots of rain?
Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. The rain is falling already, so this is not ideal for those people who have started on the hard compounder tyre. They will have wanted this rain to come much later in the race. This plays into the hands of the Red Bull. I think Hami's Best has made a little bit of a mistake there through the second to last corner. Matty...
That's
yes, I think that is Pazza in the background. But Matty is having a look on his teammate. He's not going to go for the move there. The two Alpine drivers, we've seen this in real life, Alonso and Ocon this season. In WOR, it is Matty and Hami's Best. And I think Matty has easily got that move done. And he moves himself up now into position number 7. Good little move there from Matty. And he's starting to make moves in this Grand Prix on those hard tyres.
It looks like Chungus Goat's desperate to get past PRT. These hards are going to cool down so much quicker than any other tyre in this rainy conditions, because they are a lot harder to keep the temperatures high. So it's going to be important to have started on the mediums. So we're going to see people like Exotic and DJ pull away from this sort of pack behind as the tyres begin to cool.
Indeed, but of course, remember, on the medium tyre, they will be wearing out slightly faster, so let's see, will the tyre temperature or will the tyre wear be more influential in the race pace? The top 6 drivers, I can tell you, all lapping within 0.2 of a second on that previous lap, currently in the low 108s. So it does look like the hard tyre is starting to phase in a little bit compared to the medium, although I think PRT Blue may have made a bit of a mistake there because he's dropped a little bit of time back and has just kept within the DRS zone, which is crucial for him. Oh my word. Yeah, Chunkus went very late on the brakes there and nearly went into the back of PRT Blue. We've got a move in the background. That is Jack Attack getting past Hami. So Hami has lost another position there. Starting to fall backwards a little bit. Fresh and Jack have both got past him over the last couple of laps. And we've got another DRS train forming here from 7th all the way down to Drew and Boots in P12. So 2 pretty big scraps currently at the moment, as Fresh is having a look at Matty. That was a bit of an ambitious late look there. Not really going to be able to get that move done, and Matty continues to fight for another lap in P7.
That ruined his exit when he stayed towards the inside, so now Jack Attack's able to close up to him, and he's going to go for a move. Oh, very close there, if he thought about it. Very risky move to make if a car is turning into the corner. You could end up making contact, and that would be very far from ideal.
Indeed. Not Exotic. Clunky Monkey getting very close to RBW here, using some of the ERS. Obviously, both of them have DRS and no advantage there. Is Clunky going to go for a move? Thinks about going to the right. Stays to the left, though. He's going to try and get a better exit off this corner. And these guys need to start being a little bit careful now, because PRT Blue getting very close to losing the DRS to those in front, and the Red Bulls will be away. Exotic has gone for the lead, and I think DJ might have let him go there. That was a very easy move.
It looked like it.
And in the background... Sorry, in the background, we've got Clunky going side by side, a little bit of contact there with RBW, nothing too major, and he moves up to P5. Well, that was a strange call there from DJ Perks. Does look like he just let him go in that one. Fresh has finally got past Matty using DRS into turn 4. But what was DJ Perks playing out there?
I'm not sure. He ended up moving all the way towards the right. I'm not sure if he had ruined his exit out of turn 3, or his tyres are a bit more worn and he's thinking about coming into pits. It's surely got to be strategy related. I can't think of any other reason why he just let his teammate head.
Yeah, it is a strange one. I can say his middle sector time was in fact 0.8 of a second slower than Exotic, so it does seem to me like he did lift off. Exotic is flashing, so he's below 10% ERS. So DJ, you have to imagine, is going to get back through, but DJ himself also below 10%. So these guys using a lot of ERS. Chungus has now got past PRT Blue in the background. We've got changes in this top 5, top 6 happening pretty much every single lap. DJ back into the lead, Chungus onto the podium, and he's now going to try and fight back. PRT Blue there getting a little bit squirrely coming out of turn 3. Clunky's going to try and go up the inside. Alpha Tauri's going side by side, almost contact there. Clunky absolutely sends it into that corner. He moves up into P4, and PRT Blue starting to fall back a little bit. That's 2 positions lost in just 2 laps. Sorry, 2 corners. Racing. Yeah, very good car control. A lot of trust put in there. That he wasn't just going to slide off straight into the side of him. A little bit further back, you can see that DRS train for P7 still is intact. Matty has actually dropped back a little bit now, down to P10. So it looks like those hard tyres are not working as the rain starts to fall down a little bit. But we've got a spin up front. That is RBW in the McLaren. He has spun it. He's going to dive into the pits, I imagine. No, he's not. Actually, he's going to stay out. That's not ideal for him, and that is going to put him right in the clutches of that DRS train behind if he is not careful. That gap was about 9-10 seconds down to 3. So that is not an ideal move for him, and he's fallen way off. And that's probably ruined any chance he has of a race win, unless we see something pretty special later on.
I just wonder if that was tyre temperature related. They're starting to cool down so much now.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. The lap times, I can tell you, are dropping off enormously out front. Exotic. Oh, Remix has retired. He's binned it coming out of turn number 7, and that has brought out the safety car.
Oh, right. Okay, this changes the strategy for everybody. So the two... Oh, hold on. So the two Red Bulls are going to be the first of the leaders to reach the pit lane. What do they do here? Because they can't pit both of the cars.
It looks like DJ is committing into... no, he's not. He faked it. He faked it. Anyone behind coming in? I think Chungus is going to come into the pits. He's the only one from the top 5. It's an interesting strategy call. I thought the medium runners would come in, considering, you know, the pit window. By the time the safety car comes in, it'll be like lap 14, lap 15. The pit window for the mediums is around lap 16. So, you know, they could have come in, but maybe they're trying to stretch it out for the rain. Chungus clearly thinks the rain isn't going to come within the next couple of laps, because he's put a set of soft tyres on.
So, yeah, he's expecting it to be soon, but not that soon that you'd want to stay out.
Yeah, and I think crucially for him, he is just going to get out ahead of the Aston Martin of 6 Pompano. 0.2 of a second. That is very close. Got Hammy's best. Is gambling. He has gone on to the intermediate tyres.
Oh.
So he clearly thinks the rain is going to fall very, very heavily. Of course, it is completely dry now, so those tyres are probably going to burn up very quickly. Jack Attack has also gone for the inters, as has Pazza. But I think Pazza... Is Pazza a lap down? I think he may be.
It would have to rain a lot under this safety car for those inters to be worth stopping for.
Yeah, you would think so, but of course this is a Codemasters game, and we have seen in other leagues, you know, PSGL, the weather not usually doing what you expect it to, so it could pay off. We don't know. It's going to be something we have to keep an eye on. But first full safety car of the season, 13 laps in, just over a third race distance, and what a race it has been so far.
Both the Williams have visited the pit lane, Sniper Hunter and AMS Thomas. Well, Sniper Hunter's put on a set of hard tyres. I can't imagine that is the right call. They're surely going to be so cold after this safety car restart.
Oh, 6 Pompano has dived into the pits off his mediums. I can agree with that. We saw in a few other tiers earlier on this week, safety car restarts on hard tyres. A few people spinning out, so we will have to keep an eye out for tyre temperatures, because that is going to be definitely something to keep an eye on. 6 Pompano has also gone to the softs, so a real mix of tyres here. People not really sure what the strategy is going to be. We've got people staying out on their initial starting tyre, trying to go to the rain. This has helped RBW get back into the lead fight, by the way. Chungus has gone to softs. Sorry,
3 cars that are on the medium, intermediate, sorry. So we've got Hammy's Best, Jack Attack, and Pazza.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolutely crazy one. Unfortunately for Pazza, he is a lap down, and unfortunately in the game there is no mechanic for letting lap cars through, so unfortunately for him, unless everyone decides to let him go, he's not going to be able to make full effect of those intermediates if that is indeed the right call. But it is interesting that both the Haas drivers, both going for the inters, so something with their team. Clearly, their version of Mark Priestley has said intermediates are the better tyre. Not everyone else seems to agree, though.
Sniper Hunter has already made 2 pit stops, so he pitted for the medium tyres, and then he pitted for the hards again. That's the same as Kirishia, and so they're on the exact same strategy, basically. I think surely the rain will make it a lot harder to warm up the tyres. I'm not sure, unless their version of Mark, as you say, tells them that the rain will be clearing. I can't see them hard tyres being worth it.
No, there is. It was more pronounced in previous games. I think it is still a thing, though, on this game that, as DJ nearly spun it there behind the safety car. That would be the ultimate bottle. But back to the point I was about to make. Jack is actually coming into the pits. I think he's about to ditch those intermediates. Yeah. We have seen it on previous games, though, where softer compounded tyres are much better in changeable conditions. The delta actually grows just because they heat up a lot more. We may end up with a situation where where it rains, but it never gets to that crossover point. It's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. And hopefully you guys are finding this race as interesting as we are. 31 of you roughly watching right now, so thank you to everyone who is tuning in. Please do leave a like if you are enjoying the stream, and as always, if you are new to WOR, make sure you subscribe. We have so many tiers, so much racing action to come over the next roughly 15-16 weeks, so hopefully you will join us for all of that on Xbox, PC and console. And as always, make sure you join the conversation, get in the chat, let us know who you think is going to win this Grand Prix. And the safety car, perfectly timed, is coming in at the end of this lap.
Now then, when will DJ go? This is going to be very, very crucial restart.
It is indeed. Obviously, he needs to let the safety car go, and the game will probably enforce its stupid limiter system on him. So he's got to be careful that doesn't catch him out, as it caught someone out in the tier that I raced in the other day, as they managed to spin on the restart. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him. Red Bull still 1-2 at the minute. Neither of them have pitted. And as you can see, that rain is still falling. The track surface does look like it's getting a little bit more slippery, just judging by the looks. When is DJ going to go? Not yet. I thought he was about to fly through the final corner.
Now he's gone.
He looks like he has gone. Hasn't got the jumps he would have liked, though. There's a little bit of oversteer there. Exotic hasn't got the best exit. Yeah, Clunky Monkey going for the move. Obviously needs to make sure he doesn't pass him before the safety car line, because that will be an illegal overtake. I think he's backed out of that one. Going to sit behind. There's no point trying to go side by side through turn 1. And PRC Blue is all over the back of him.
Look at this train.
Yeah, this is mental. But what a start it is from DJ. Already a second clear. We've got about 6 cars here covered by less than a second, it looks like. Is anyone going to go for a dive into the corner?
That's so close.
Yeah, RBW there nearly rear-ending PRT Blue. Chungus using those soft tyres. Going to have the traction on the exit. He moves up into P5. Are those soft tyres going to be the play? When will the rain get bad enough that we need intermediate tyres? This is going to be an interesting one. Chungus trying to go around the outside. What a move that is.
Brilliant.
Around the outside of PRT Blue. Move of the season contender already there from Chungus. You don't see many overtakes around the outside, and he is absolutely flying on those soft tyres. You have to say at the moment, that gamble pays off. He's going up the inside of another one. Can he get Clunky Monkey into P7? What on earth is this track called? We've got Hammy. Hammy is... that's unfortunate. He's crashed. We've got 2 cars in the gravel in the background. I'm not sure what has happened there. Sniper Hunter and Drew and Boots, I think, have had a collision. Pazza has crashed on the intermediate, so clearly not time for those. And we've got another full course safety car.
And, PRT's into the pits. So here we go. And Exotic. So pits are coming in now. They've seen that there's been a crash. They've predicted the pit. Predicted the safety car, sorry. And they've entered the pits. So will they gain a bit of time over people like DJ Perks and Clunky Monkey?
Well, one thing I can tell you is very interesting. They haven't gone for the same tyre. Exotic has gambled. He's put the intermediate on. So he clearly thinks the last few minutes that the weather has got wet enough. It is time for intermediates. PRT Blue, on the other hand, he's put on the soft tyre, so I think he's seen what Chungus has done on that restart, gaining 3-4 positions. I think he has decided that what Chungus has done is the right call. Is it going to work out twice, though? We've got Zach Taylor in the chat saying Inters, so I think he thinks it's time for intermediate tyres. Let's see what happens when racing gets underway in a couple of laps' time.
So yeah, them soft tyres really paid off for Chungus on the restart. He was gaining lots of positions until we got another safety car, so he was unable to make any more progress. However, when will the rain be worse? When will it be time for Inters? Will it be time for Inters? We'll never know.
Exactly, there is no guarantee. I think Clunky Monkey is coming into the pits, maybe? No?
Chungus
I thought
is.
he was. Chungus has. That's an interesting call. It does look like the spots of rain on the camera are getting a little bit worse. So it looks like...
very, very interesting.
Yeah, it could be time for intermediates. We'll quickly run you through the grid order as everyone makes their pit stops and see where it shakes out. So DJ Perks started... Let's quickly get the position changes. He's up 3 places from the start. He is in P1 at the moment, up 3 places. We've got Clunky Monkey P2. He's up 4 places from his P6 on the grid. RBW is held station, currently in P3. Of course, none of these have stopped. We've got Fresh in P4, still on those hard tyres with Live to Win and Six Pompano coming in behind. The 2 Aston Martins up quite a lot of places, actually, both in the top 6 now. Kirusha from the back of the grid up 12 places, the biggest gainer so far in this race, with Matty in P8, Sniper Hunter at P9, and then you have Exotic Planes on the intermediate tyres in P10 ahead of PRT Blue, who started on second. So your front row are in fact now P10 and 11, showing just what a crazy race this has been. Chungus is now P12. He's put the medium tyres on, so I think he is trying to go to the end of the race and doesn't expect it to get wet enough for intermediates. You've got AMS Thomas, who is on the intermediates just behind, and then Dream Boots and Jack Attack are right at the back of the field trying to catch up to the safety car queue.
Sniper Hunter messaged me before the race. He said he's going to try and go for a last to first challenge, and so far he's definitely gained a few positions, so he's making the right progress.
Indeed, at half race distance, he's gained about half the places he would need to do that last to first. So, you know, he's on course at the moment. Let's see if it pays out for him. Six Pompano dives into the pits for the Aston Martin team, so maybe should have done that a lap earlier. AMS Thomas has come in as well. AMS Thomas has come into the pits off the intermediates, though. So maybe he disagrees. I think he may think it isn't wet enough for them. What tyres is he going onto? He's going onto a set of softs. So everyone just having different opinions. No one's really sure what the weather is doing at this moment in time. Some people think it's inters. I think, well, I say some people. Exotic is actually the only one still on intermediate tyres right now. So he's either a genius or he's a fool, or we will find out in probably a lap's time.
Crucially, though, the top three have not pitted.
Yeah, neither's lived to win either, so 4 of the top 5 haven't made a pit stop. Kirusha, in fact, hasn't. Actually, yes, he has. What's mine about? So 4 of the top 5 still on their starting tyres. We've got Fresh on 6 like bald hards. He can probably go to the end on those. So if it stays dry, he's in the current best position. We've got Matty on softs. He'll probably have to make a pit stop, but he'll be very quick on the restart. If it rains, then Exotic could be in... Well, it already is raining, but if it rains more, Exotic could be in the box seat. We've got so many things to keep an eye on in this race. For a championship opener, I am absolutely loving this.
And I genuinely cannot pick who the favourites would be. Safety car in this lap, though. Let's focus on this restart.
Yeah, it's a very late call there, but I think Jack Attack just got in range of the field.
DJ looked to have a big gap over Clunky Monkey. He must have backed the pack up in the Alpha Tauri there. He's now caught up to the back of him, so it is all okay. Now DJ's bottled it almost. Wow.
Oh, I told you he has a bottle in him. He's not going to lie, he probably absolutely booed himself there because he knows I'll be watching him on stream.
And
he's leaving it very late. He's going to go. We've got a Ferrari. That is Karusha up to P3, but I imagine he's got a legal overtake, so he's got to give those positions back. Fresh going around the outside of RBW on those much fresher hard tyres. We've got cars going off the circuit in the background. Matty on the soft tyres making up positions. Oh my word, the 3 wide in the background. Positions change it all the time. What on earth is happening? Clunky Monkey's going for the race lead. Tried to go up the inside. DJ covered it. He went to the outside. Tried to get a switch back. It hasn't quite worked for him. And he's going to have to slot in behind. Matty's up to P5. Oh, that's live to win. He's dropping down the field. That's unfortunate for him. Right down to the back now. And I have to say...
move from... Fresh is trying to get past Clunky Monkey now.
Yeah, those two battling very hard, but I have to say, I don't think the intermediate gamble has worked for Exotic Plains. He's down to P14, he's been overtaken by quite a few cars. He is still on the back of this train, so the DRS train now extends all the way down to P14, in fact. As I say that, Kirusha has broken it, so less than ideal. The 3 wide there, Kirusha's gone a little bit wide, been overtaken by PRT Blue, been overtaken by AMS Thomas, and I think Dream Boots has also got through as well. Is Kirusha coming into the pits? I think he maybe... Yeah, he's committed to the pit entry, as is Dream Boots. So I think Dream must surely be thinking it's time for intermediates, because he's only just gone onto those hard compounded tyres. But we have some overtakes, we have moves happening, and after 1 lap of the safety car, DJ Perks has the lead, although I think Clunky Monkey's got a run on him here, coming up the hill into turn 3.
And in the background there, Chungus had a look at making a move on RWB. Is he going to commit to the inside? Yes, he is, on the McLaren. And the Alfa Romeo is just in front. He's going to get the slipstream from Fresh now, so he keeps the position on RWB. But actually, hold on. RWB thought about a move. Chungus defended to the inside. And now he's going to run a little bit wide, no? So he stays full.
Yeah, Chungus, of course, is on much fresher tyres and obviously on the mediums. Much grippier tyres than everyone in front of him. DJ Perks still has the race lead.
Now look, it's almost 4 for the lead now, as Chungus catches up to the back of Fresh. That
was a little bit of a late move from DJ there. Chungus has gone into the back of Fresh. I don't know if that's given a little bit of damage there, side by side, into the final corner. Not really an overtaking spot, but Chungus has made it one. Yes, he has,
Brilliant.
but I think Fresh has probably got the run coming into turn 1. Is he going to go for the move? He thought about it. He's going to sit behind, get the DRS down the next straight, try and go for the move. But we need to watch Clunky Monkey because he looks to have a bit more pace at the minute than DJ Perks as they come up the hill towards turn number 3. DRS open around the outside. He's alongside and he's up into the race lead. He's going to defend the inside, but he is up into the lead. Great start for him. Fresh
Big
having to defend there.
AMS Thomas, and there's contact there.
Oh my word.
What on earth was happening there? F2 cars are made like this. Oh my goodness.
I think they were making an F2 car there. I'm not entirely sure what's just happened. Is RBW going to send it? No. Oh, he's half gone for the move there. I don't think he intended that. AMS Thomas going to get the grip on the outside on those soft tyres. The rain does look like it's coming down a little bit harder on the camera screens. I don't know if that's just my POV. But Thomas has got past RBW there. And now him and Matty on the soft tyres can start trying to close the gap to this front 4 who are so close together. Chungus now going to try and go for the move into turn 9 around the outside. I think DJ's probably going to back off from that one. Yes, he is going to give up the position. He knows better than try and fight that one.
He's had a moment.
He has indeed, and that's allowed Fresh through to DJ Perks. Not had the best safety car restart. 21 lap old mediums. They are probably feeling, not even second hand, probably about third hand about now. You can see a lot of graining on that front right there, but oh my word. What a race we have had so far. And Chungus, in fact, has got the DRS now, of course, on Clunky Monkey for the lead.
This is crazy. You literally, when you're leading the race, you are not guaranteed to be leading it a couple of laps later. It's so competitive.
Yeah, swapping places everywhere. The weather playing a factor. And Clunky Monkey, I think,
Here's a
probably
move.
had... Oh, PRT Blue has retired in the pits. Unfortunate for the P2 man in qualifying. But speaking of P2, that's currently held by his teammate as Chungus has just made the move for the race lead. And the Alfa Romeo on those fresh medium tyres now going to try and run away. In the background, DJ Perks almost lost the DRS now to Fresh, so he's really struggling on those mediums. Trying to hang it out, hoping for the rain. That's the only explanation I can think of. Exotic still in the inters, he's not pit off them. He is dropping off the back of the pack a bit, but I think he's resigned at this point. He's got to stick with it. If he makes a pit onto dry tyres, he's going to come out some 20 odd seconds down the road. And that'll be pretty much his race over. I think DJ is coming into the pits. Yes, he is. Unfortunately for him, his tyre gamble has not paid off.
With 13 laps remaining though, surely it's been like this for ages now. Surely it's not going to rain. We've got an Aston Martin. That live to win.
That is live to win in the background, yep.
He's had a spin. Has he pitted for a new front wing? He has,
yes, he has. But the front 2 starting to gap the field a little bit now. They were about 0.6 of a second quicker than everyone. Oh, what's happening here? We've had a spin. Oh, I think a lot of cars there just came together. Six Pompano being spun around. Exotic on the inters up into P10, so he's in the points now. Matty was involved in that. He's dropped down to P9 now, so not ideal there. And the gap starting to open up in this lead train a little bit as people start to fall by the wayside, getting caught out by the weather and the wheel-to-wheel battle. But as I was about to say, the top 3 in fact, currently lapping about half a second to 0.7 of a second a lot quicker than these guys behind. Fresh is actually lapping a tiny bit quicker at the minute than Clunky Monkey, although he has lost time a little bit on this lap, probably due to the DRS that he is not getting, whereas Clunky currently is.
Yeah, he's got to be very, very careful. As he pitted, actually, Clunky has not pitted, so he is going to be on some very hard tyres. And if we had another moment for an Aston Martin, it looks like. Six Pompano, again.
Yeah, so gone from bad to worse from him. That contact on the exit of turn 3 and now having another spin. His tyres probably a little bit cooked. Clunky using a lot of ERS to try and stick with Chungus here. The gap 0.6 of a second, but these two starting to pull away from those behind. AMS Thomas in the background has caught up to Fresh, by the way. He was actually the fastest driver on the circuit last lap around. Some 0.6 quicker than Fresh in front, so he's starting to close the gap and use those soft tyres to his advantage. But there's a long way to go on a set of soft tyres. You'll have to do about 17 laps on those.
Clunky's really struggling. I was watching him out of turn 3 and his car just started to slide a little bit, so I wonder if he's feeling that tyre wear just get to him a little bit.
Yeah, see, it's difficult to know though. Is it tyre wear or is it the track surface? It's been raining now. Oh my word, Dream Boots have dropped it, sorry, just coming through turn 7. And that is not what the Mercedes driver will have wanted. He's down now to P number 10. May even get a little bit worse for him. Exotic, by the way, is in P9 on the intermediates. And I think, who is that? That's Matty coming into the pit. So Exotic gaining another position, going to be in P8. Are the inters starting to phase in for him? Let's have a look at his lap times. What is he setting? To 11.7 that last lap. He is still about 2 seconds a lap slower than Chungus out front, who has just broken the DRS, by the way. and it looks like he is well on his way to running away with this one.
Yeah, so long as there's no more safety cars, which there's no guarantee that there isn't going to be, he looks to possibly begin to feel a little bit safe at the front now that he's broke that DRS buffer.
Yes, indeed. Just needs to try and keep it consistent now. He knows he's got much better tyres. Clunky still has to make a pit stop, so realistically his lead is in fact nearly 4 seconds at this point. So he's in control at the moment. He just needs to not get a penalty, which, like we mentioned, very easy to do around Austria. Keep it consistent. Oh, as Clunky had a huge snap through turn 7 there. And
He's
that
really
gap for
struggling.
Yeah, those you can already see the grain in front and rear. So his tyres must be at least 50, 60, 70% worn by now. He's still going to continue though. He's got to gamble here. He needs the rain to come down a little bit more to go into winters. Otherwise, he is going to fall way down the grid.
I was just watching him through the high-speed corner at turn 9. He was trying to straighten the wheel up as quickly as he could. So I wonder if he is severely sliding through every corner.
Yeah, that last lap around 2 seconds slower than Chungus, obviously because of that mistake. Fresh was a little bit quicker than AMS Thomas behind, so maybe those soft tyres starting to burn up a little bit now for Thomas. Like we said, they're not the most durable, and he's already done 8 laps on them, and there's still 9 laps of this race to go after this one.
The tyre you'd want to be on right now, I think, is probably the medium tyre. That can safely get you to the end, depending on how much wear it has, obviously. But as DJ Perks looks to have been passed by Kirishia.
Yeah, Kirishia's got that move done for Ferrari, so he's starting to fight his way back a little bit there. And obviously those intermediates that DJ's on clearly not working out at the moment as he falls down the grid. Now out of the points after leading for so long early on in this race. He's not going to be happy with that one. The tyre gamble that he tried just didn't pay off for him. And, now down to P11.
Going into the pits. He's had a very big moment out of turn 9, and so he bails to the pit lane.
Yeah, another one I think whose tyre gamble hasn't paid off. I think the drivers just expected this rain to fall a lot more than it has. The crossover just hasn't happened at this point. And it's caught out quite a few drivers, but it's not caught out Chungus out front. 5 seconds is the gap now, and last lap around 8/10 of a second quicker than Fresh. So yeah, he looks in very much control of this one. Droom has got past Clunky. Clunky's opted for the medium tyres. Kirishia is only about 2 seconds behind him, but of course with the tyre warm-up, I imagine by the end of this lap, Clunky is going to be under pressure, so we'll go on board with the Ferrari. And you can see, obviously this year's game, tyres come out of the pits much, much colder. So let's see, I think a little bit of a lock there for the Alpha Tauri, currently in P9. You can see he lost about 4/10 of a second through one corner alone there. So tyre warm-up, especially in these cold conditions, is going to be an issue.
Very, very tricky. This is almost like driving on an ice rink, nearly. Not quite, but getting towards it. It's starting to freeze, basically. We've had a moment. Is that AMS Thomas? He's dropped it. AMS Thomas has spun. Oh, them soft tyres must be so worn. You can see the graining on them. They're very worn. Yeah. So I wonder if he'll be pitting.
Well, he didn't commit to the pit entry, so technically speaking, that will, if someone decides to clip that, that will be a penalty for him, unfortunately. But he's lost the podium that he was fighting for. He had a really good drive. Jack Attack, by the way, where has he come from? We've barely spoken about him this entire stream. He's up 4 positions.
Oh, is he retired in the pits? Oh, it's a safety car. He's retired on track. He must have crashed.
Yeah, we'll go on board with Matty and see what's happened here. What has happened to DJ Perks?
Oh,
he spun it. Oh, no. Those intermediates not giving him the grip he wanted. So with 8 laps to go of this Grand Prix, we have our 3rd safety car. And it is still raining, but it's not getting wet enough. The drivers just don't know what to do with the tyre strategy. Obviously, it looks like it should be intermediates because of the rain, but it's just not coming for them. Chungus probably not very happy with this. He was leading the race. He had the tyre strategy all to plan, but what do you do now? Do you pit for inters? Do you go for softs? There's only a bit of the race to go. Do you stay out on mediums?
He's committed to the pit entry. What is he going to put on? He's got to put on the soft tyres, surely. The quickest to warm up, they'll give you the most grip. It's not quite into conditions. Surely this is going to be soft tyres for Chungus.
Yeah, is anyone else? Fresh is coming in. Jack Attack is into the pits
Sniper
as well.
as
RBW. I think everyone is going to come in. Is Exotic going to take his chance to get off the inters? Yes, he is. Clearly that intermediate gamble for him did not work out. And he has now got pretty much a free pit stop to get back into this race. Wow, what a race this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to those of you who are tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the stream. Let us know in the chat if you are. And, you know, leave a cheeky little like as well if you are enjoying it. Fresh has gone on to inters.
That is a very, very, very bold move. It's not looking like the right tyre because it does not seem to be lying on the track for some reason. It just appears to be co-masters this year. There's something up with the weather. It's not quite as it should be, and it's not raining enough to really cause any trouble. So that's the wrong move, I'd say.
Yeah, one person this has really helped, by the way, Clunky Monkey. We were saying just a lap ago,
Oh, wow.
his tyre strategy hadn't paid off, but with this safety car, he's back into the podium places. Obviously, he is on medium, so he probably will have a bit of a tyre disadvantage, but if he can get past Fresh pretty early on, obviously if the rain doesn't pick up, and then Fresh can hold up the guys behind, he might actually be able to get a P2 in this race.
People who also will be very annoyed, not just Chungus, but the people with penalties, they're going to suffer quite bad because this is towards the end of the race. They can't pull a big enough gap to sort of reduce the amount of damage that their penalty does.
Yeah, 100%. Currently looking at the penalties, we've got Jack Attack in P6, he has 3 seconds. Dream Boots for Mercedes in P8 has 6. Kirusha has 3. And Live to Win at the back is also on 3. He will get the chance to close up back to the pack. Obviously, AMS Thomas had that spin as well. And then, I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's now down to P12. Just 13 runners remaining. So only going to be 3 drivers not getting points in this one.
I think he pitted. I think he pitted for more softs, so...
Alright, okay. Glad you noticed that, because I did not. One thing to note, by the way, just looking at pit stops, Jack Attack has currently done a 5 stop. AMS Thomas has done 6.
That is a very interesting strategy. It appears to be the way to go for this race because we've had so much interruption with the safety cars. 3 safety cars this race.
And the VSC, of course.
And the VSC, yeah. Matty has just come into the pits to replace a front wing and the intermediate tyres for some softs. So, intermediates, the wrong tyre choice in my opinion, and we'll see exactly how much of an impact that will have on Fresh's race when we get back going under green flag conditions.
Yeah, we did see Exotic just before the pit stop phase. He was lapping about 2 seconds a lap slower than people around him, so you know, if it hasn't rained anymore during the safety car, if the track hasn't got any less grippy, Fresh might have just thrown away a chance at a podium. And what a podium it would have been as well. Chungus, though, he's in the prime position at the moment. Didn't get pole, but he has got the lead at the moment with just 5 laps of this race to go. We'll probably get about 4 laps of racing action, I imagine. I mean, 4-lap sprint to the end. And what drama, as if we haven't had enough already, that is going to provide.
I want to make
it.
Oh no!
Chungus has binned it! Chungus has binned! Oh, curse him!
It away!
Oh, my word!
Down to 4 now.
Chungus, so what have you done?
And now our leader, Fresh, who is on intermediate tyres, controls the restart.
This is going to be chaos. Chungus there, I think he just tried to light the tyres up. Maybe the rear's a little bit too cold and he's just lost control of it. Put it into the gravel, and of course, if you were off the circuit, free reign to overtake, so the people in front do not have to give those places back. Oh my word, Chungus, what have you done? He had it under control, and that is a hard mistake to watch. But it means Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I was going to make a bold prediction, but then I decided it wouldn't be good because it's the curse of the commentator.
Oh, we love a good commentator, Cursor.
Okay, well, I predict that Sniper Hunter could be on the podium by the end of the race. We've got Clunky on old mediums, and we've got Fresh on intermediates. So from the back of the grid, he could be on for a podium.
He could get that last to first he was talking about. We have got in the chat has just put, can't park there, sir.
No.
Has made me giggle. Yeah, unlucky for Chungus. The race was going so well for him. Now down to P4. Safety car is in this lap, so he's going to have 4 laps to try and repair the damage. And yeah, this restart, we need to keep an eye on Fresh. What is going to happen when he lights those tyres up?
Oh, this is going to be chaos. I can just see it. This is going to be very, very chaotic restart.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly grab a drink, because I imagine there's going to be a little bit of shouting going on in a second.
Everybody is going to be so desperate to gain as many positions as they can. They want to finish their race with a brilliant finishing position. Fresh controls the restart. Oh, they're almost 3 wide again. This gets very messy when they leave it late, and slow down and like a lot, so all the punches up. I mean, though what happened at Mugello in 2020, it does not go well when you bunch the pack up this much, so we have to be very, very careful. Oh, it's getting very messy. Fresh is trying to get the best restart. He's gone now. Out of the final corner. He's lost a bit of traction. Oh, stayed towards the inside, and now Clunky Monkey is using a lot of ERS trying to catch up to him.
Indeed, so here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. 4 laps to go. Fresh on the intermediate tyres is your race leader. Everyone behind him on dries trying to fight their way through. Who do I think is going to win this race? We've got a question in the chat. I've got to say it's either going to be Clunky or RBW. You've got a spinner in the background that is Live to Win. Again, spinning, so not ideal for him. But Fresh has managed to navigate the restart. He is still in this race lead. Of course, no DRS for 2 laps. And he's starting to gap it a little bit. 6/10 of a second. Are those intermediates starting to fire up? Droom has dropped a couple of places. He's down now to P10. Thomas up to P8. Matty and Six Pompano having a little bit of a battle in the background. And Pompano on the intermediates has got through. Are those intermediates starting to work?
If Fresh wins this will be the greatest strategy call of all time. Brilliant. He's definitely pulling a bit of a gap through the corners. So if he can just keep a nice, clean racing line, he should be on for a very, very good result.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying through that middle sector. He was 2/10 clear of anyone, although he's lost a bit of time through the final couple of corners. Clunky Monkey's all over the back of him now, using ERS. Still no DRS. It will be activated next time around. Clunky versus Fresh. This is your battle for the race lead. You've got RBW in the background. Oh, Chungus picks up a penalty. There goes any hope of him winning this Grand Prix. We've got Jack Attack trying to get past Sniper Hunter. A yellow flag in the background. That is Drew and Boots who's gone round. Jack using a lot of ERS. Goes to the inside. We've got a move up in the foreground as well. As Sniper Hunter... not Sniper Hunter, sorry. Jack Attack gets up the inside of Sniper Hunter. We've got RBW going off the circuit as he battles with Chungus. Oh my word, got action all over the place. Chungus using ERS, trying to go to the outside. Dummies, goes to the inside. Can he get the move done into turn number 4? Late on the brakes, gets it done. RBW goes for the switchback though. Wow.
Fantastic racing on these final few laps here at Austria. The Inters definitely look like they're working. Fresh is able to keep a nice gap to Clunky Monkey. And this podium position, it's up for grabs. Anyone can have it if they want it. The two, we have Chungus and Jack Attack with both with 3-second time penalties, so they're going to lose out to Sniper Hunter, it looks like. But yeah, very, very, very intense stuff on the restart. Clunky Monkey all over the back of Fresh now as we start the penultimate lap of the race. DRS now, whoa. DRS now available for Clunky Monkey as he follows the Ferrari up towards turn 3, taking as much slipstream as he can possibly get into the braking zone. He's not going to be close enough to make a move, but he's going to try and get the DRS again. Fresh was very, very slow through on the apex, and now Clunky gets onto the power on the exit, and it is getting wet. It is getting very wet.
It is indeed. Chungus has just got a move done. Put 4 P3s ahead of RBW now. I think RBW starting to struggle, and Jack Attack sniffing around the rear end of that McLaren, trying to get a move on. He wants to try and get himself further up the field. Obviously, has that penalty.
Close.
That is very close, squeezing him onto the curb. Jack can get around the outside. Not going to have the grip, I don't think. And he has to slot him behind RBW. But the battle for the lead, we're going to focus on this. 1 lap to go. Clunky versus Fresh. Inters versus Mediums. This is going to be a last lap shootout for the ages. Who is your money on, ladies and gentlemen? We have 1 lap to find out.
I know who I'm going to bet. I'm going to bet on Clunky Monkey having a very big send towards turn 3. It's going to get very close.
It is indeed. He's having a look into turn 1.
Inside.
He thought about it, but that could compromise him on the exit.
Look how close he is. Oh.
Yes, he is. 0.2 of a second. He's got the DRS open. He's in the slipstream. He's not gaining enough down this straight, though. He's going to have to be a big send if he goes for it here. Fresh defends the inside. Clunky thinks better of it. He's going to try and get the switch back.
The exit. Here we go.
This is going to be his one and only overtaking opportunity. Fresh got a great exit there, though. I think those intermediates might have paid out. Yes, he has. Six Pompano and Kirucha battling over P7. But for the lead, the last real overtaking opportunity is gone, and Fresh has got the lead with half a lap to go. Is there anything that Clunky Monkey can do?
Surely this is Fresh's now. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to give it everything through these final few corners. So is Clunky Monkey, to be fair. But Fresh, on the better tyre, it looks like, for the current conditions. I can't believe it's got so wet so quickly on this final lap. Chungus has dropped it. Chungus has lost hugely now on the final lap. Oh no, you have to feel for him. But to the final corner, brilliant exit from Clunky, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Fresh is your first race winner of WOR Tier 10.
Wow, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. That had it all. Fresh is your race winner. The intermediates paid off just. I think another lap, he may have lost that one, but what a great race from him. Clunky Monkey in P2. Chungus has retired before he crossed the line. I think he's tried to spin it in anger and has ended up DNFing. Oh, that has not worked out for him there. But Fresh, what a drive. What a strategy call. He gambled and he won. What a race. Six Pompano is your driver of the day. We'll have to see where he finished. But the final standings then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get them up in a second. But what a drive from Fresh. Who was your driver of the day in that one?
Oh my goodness. I think I have to say Fresh. That strategy call had to be so perfect. He gambled. It paid off. And we have a Ferrari on top.
Yeah, Ferrari winning a race. We've not seen it too much recently in Formula 1, but here in WOR, we have a Ferrari on the top step of the podium. Clunky Monkey in P2 for AlphaTauri, and then RBW gets the final spot on the podium for McLaren. A great drive from him.
Six Pompano got driver of the day in the in-game driver of the day. Sniper Hunter came up from 17th to finish P4.
Yeah, couldn't quite get his last to first, but he's definitely a shout for driver of the day. So here we are then, your provisional classifications for the Austrian Grand Prix. Fresh is your race winner from 9th on the grid, ahead of Clunky Monkey, just 0.2 of a second separating those two. RWB in P3 for McLaren with Sniper Hunter, Six Pompano, Jack Attack, Kirusha, Matty, Thomas and Exotic rounding out the top 10. Live to win, finish P11 ahead of Drew and Boots, Chungus P13, DJ Perks down in P14 with Blue, Hammy is best, Pazza, Remix and Zakaria rounding out your race. We'll see if we can get any drivers in for an interview.
Sniper Hunter's already waiting.
Yeah, oh, he's eager. He wants to get in here. What a race that was. That was incredible. Just very quickly try and get some people into the commentary box for interviews. If you want to just ramble quickly while I do that.
Wow, so what a fantastic race. We've had, 4 safety cars? 3 in a virtual safety car?
3 in a virtual, yeah.
Fantastic race. Absolutely chaotic. I can't predict who's going to win this Drivers' Championship. The Red Bulls looked very strong, so did the AlphaTauris. 2 of the Red Bulls, both of the Red Bulls dropped away towards the end of the race. And so did... who was it? In the AlphaTauri. PRT Blue.
Yes, PRT Blue.
He ended up retiring from that race after starting from the front row, after starting so well. Oh, what a crazy season opener in Austria.
Yeah, if you needed a reason to leave a like on the stream, I think that was definitely a reason to do so. So thank you all of you for tuning in. We're going to get Sniper Hunter, and who on earth is that? I'm not sure if that's our stream.
I don't think it is, no.
Quickly oh no, yeah, we're definitely not inviting him. Right, we'll drag Sniper Hunter into the commentary box then. So Sniper Hunter is in here now, as I forget how to speak English for a second. Let's get the interview screen up and let's say hello to Sniper Hunter. Hello.
Hello.
Well, what a race that was.
Go on.
I got told before you were trying to go for a last to first. Didn't quite get last to first, but yeah, you nearly got there.
Yeah, well, Austria's were one of my weakest tracks. My setup was 10-10 on aero, so I was not looking forward to the rain. But I made it work.
Jesus, that's an interesting aero setup, but you managed to deal with the weather. How difficult was it? Just talk us through. Tell the people watching at home.
Every corner, it was one spin. Yeah,
did you? I can't remember because so much happened in that race. Did you gamble on inters at any point, or were you set with the dries?
I was going to say inters.
But yeah, a lot of people did go on to the intermediates, but I don't know, it just didn't seem to ever get to that crossover point.
I was going to go for the intermediates, but I was watching a Miami race in WR and I saw that Jarno went for inters and it didn't get working. So I was like, I don't want to risk it, and I think I'll stick to the hards, but the hards went fun at all in the wet.
Just them last few laps, it was so wet. So the inters paid off for Fresh, who managed to take the win. He was on intermediate tyres.
Yeah, I was on 2 warnings from lap 2, so at every single corner I was on the edge, just trying not to get that penalty.
You say Austria is one of your weakest tracks. Can we expect more pace from you throughout the rest of the season?
Probably not. Don't think I'll be going for any more last to first challenges though.
Yeah, you're going to try and qualify.
I'll attempt it a bit more. Yeah, second quali lap, I binned it, I had a cheese pizza in one hand and wheel on the other, and just didn't go well.
What an absolute legend. Cheese pizza in one hand, steering wheel in the other. You don't get driving anywhere else like this.
Yeah, I have to say, massive congratulations, great drive. You say Austria is not your favourite track. Are you looking forward to any of the tracks on the calendar? Maybe Bahrain next time out, or is there another one you've got your eye on for maybe getting a good result?
I'm not keen on Bahrain. I love the street tracks though. I think they're a big challenge, and I think there's a lot to gain in those tight streets. So I'm looking forward to one of them.
Also a lot you can lose.
Yes, you have to always be aware. It looks like Six Pompano wants to have a interview, so we'll drag him into the commentary box as well. Hopefully he can unmute himself and we can have an interview with Six Pompano, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. Are you there, Six? Can you hear us?
Hello.
He's muted. I'm not sure he knows.
Yep, hello, I'm here.
There we go. Fantastic.
There we go.
Am I pronouncing it correctly if I say Six Pompano?
Yeah, that's fine.
Lovely stuff. So, bit of a crazy race that one. Just talk us through how your race went. Do you think it went well? Did you get the result you were hoping for?
I mean, I'm happy with... I would have been happy where I qualified, really. Couldn't have gone much better. There was a bit of an incident. Don't remember on what lap with the Alpine, I think. Got spun around due to lag. So I wasn't very happy with that, but managed to recover decently well to be where I finished.
Yeah, so it was a very crazy race. Just talk us through, from your point of view, how tricky were those conditions? We were talking about it on stream, how obviously it was raining, but it never really got to the crossover point for intermediates. Just how difficult was it trying to keep the car on the track?
The grip was surprisingly still there throughout the most of the race, I felt. I did put a gamble on the Inters for the final safety car because I was that low down after having a couple of incidents that I thought there wasn't really much in it to lose, and with some penalties and everyone being bunched up, if I just hung on I could probably gain a couple positions. But on that last lap I think the Inters were just starting to switch on. There was a bit of extra pace coming on that final lap, but it was definitely a strange one going the entire time in rain for like the most of the race, but just not being told to go onto Inters or the track not really degrading at any point. So it was one of those weird ones.
I think I mentioned it on stream a few times. Were you struggling with tyre temps?
No, I wasn't actually. I messed about earlier before the race to try and dial in as much as I could on the tyre temps, and I don't think I got into the triple digits all race. I wasn't really monitoring them, so I could push pretty much throughout the entire race without having to worry about my tyres.
Very good, very good.
Lovely stuff. So obviously, first round in the bag. I'll ask you the same question that we just asked. Have you got your eye on a particular round on the calendar? Is there any track coming up that you think you can get a good result at?
Well, I don't remember the calendar off the top of my head, but Austria's not been my best track at all. So it's one of those. I'm just having a look. Canada could be a good one, or maybe even Saudi Arabia. They tend to be some decent tracks, I feel, but to be honest, no, I can't really say anything at the moment because I don't know how anyone else does on these tracks, but I'm hoping we can go on from here without going too far back, more than anything.
Lovely stuff. Do you have any more questions for Pompano, Lane?
How tricky was it deciding what tyres to go on if there was a safety car out?
It was definitely quite difficult because we didn't know how the conditions were going to change, how quickly, if we were going to get onto Inters or anything. So for the first safety car, I threw on a set of softs just to hopefully carry me into the rain, because I was hoping it would come quite early, and it didn't pay off. So I tried the hards afterwards, and then probably would have gone on for the rest of the race for them if I wasn't so far back and tried the gamble on the inters.
Very, very interesting. So can we expect more pace from you throughout the rest of the season? Or?
I'm hoping so, yeah. I don't want to drop off just yet.
Very
Okie
good.
dokie, thank you very much for joining us. I think we have got one more for an interview. AMS Thomas is here, so hello to you. How was that race from your point of view? Did you enjoy that one as a season opener?
Not at all. I think that needs to be said.
Yeah, it was
very, very chaotic race.
Absolutely.
chaotic
Getting
to say the least.
spun round at turn 1, only lost 2 places, and then opening panels and having to warm tyres up ended up in me hitting someone, losing my entire front wing, then getting hit again and spun round straight away at the start. I think 6 pit stops kind of sums it up. Switching from inters to dries at least 3 times. Just thinking, hopefully, surely it's going to get wet now. It didn't at all until the last 3 laps, which was not what I was expecting. But at one point in the race, I was up in 4th on a good strat, looking like go through another set of softs, potentially finish where I sort of was at that point. And then I spun again. So.
Oh, very tricky race, obviously. So with the very difficult conditions of being unable to decide what tyres to go on, just how hard did that make pit stop strategy?
It's horrendous. I think I made the most stops of the whole race. I think 6 stops kind of shows that, because every safety car I was thinking, surely maybe it's going to get wet enough for inters now. But every time it didn't, I just came straight back in and put softs on again. It was one of those races where it was being, you think it's going to get wet, but it never gets wet. I was expecting it to get wet after about 10 laps. It took 20 plus laps for it to be ready for inters, so it's one to remember for later on in the season if we do have another race like that.
Well, I'm sure we will get more very action-packed races throughout the rest of the season. And this was just the season opener, so that gives you a taste of what is to come.
Yeah, so I'll say the same question to you that I've asked everyone so far. Obviously, Austria, the opening round. Is there a particular track you're targeting for, a good result later on in the season, or a track you think that you can do well at?
I think hopefully every other track will be better than today. There are a couple of tracks where I'm looking and I'm thinking it's definitely going to be better today. Austria especially is not one for me with out and out pace. So I think to be where I was consistently up there and having decent pace when I was able to be in position, I think shows good signs. And I think starting next week, hopefully challenge that top 5 more.
Yeah, you definitely had some pace. Lane, have you got any more questions for Thomas before we sign off?
I don't think I do, actually.
Well, obviously, commiserations on not quite getting the result you wanted, but like we said, there are still 14 more races to go, and I'm sure we'll see you fighting up at the front later on in the season, Thomas. So thank you for joining us.
Hopefully so, no problem.
So, there we go. That is your interviews for the final, for the first race, I should say, of the season. Yeah, that was a crazy one, wasn't it, Lane?
Oh, I didn't expect that. I knew it was going to be crazy, but I didn't expect so much drama.
Yeah, I mean, drama is probably putting it mildly. That race had it all. Tyre strategy, we had crashes, spins, overtakes galore, wet weather, tricky conditions. As a commentator, that is the kind of racing we love to see, and the racing that WOR provides week in and week out. So like I've said many times, if you are new around here, you've enjoyed this stream, make sure you subscribe, because there's plenty more racing to come across both Xbox, PC, as well as PlayStation over the next coming weeks. And of course, if you want to get involved, check out the WOR Twitter. It is linked in the description below, and you yourself can get into the racing action. Whew. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to say. Obviously, next week, Bahrain sprint race, so another curveball to throw in the mix. The very first sprint race in WOR history. I'm very much looking forward to that one.
That's going to be exciting. If it's going to be anything like what we've witnessed here today, you're going to want to stick around and watch that one.
Yes, 100%. So, of course, the season will, the Bahrain Sprint Week, of course, will start on Monday next week with Tier 1. We will be back exactly the next time next week, next Thursday, 7:45 for build-up for the Grand Prix. It'll be myself and Lane, hopefully, once again. Is there anything else you want to say, Lane, before we sign off today?
I'm glad we got the technical issues sorted.
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
No, it was a really fun race. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I have to say, as I've been commentating here for a season, your debut race, I think you did a very good job. Give him some praise in the chat. Say very well done to Lane, because I think you did a very good job on your commentary debut, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the season with you. Like I said, 14 more races to go. Can the championship heat up any further, or will Fresh run away with it? He's your race winner and your championship leader after one round. We'll see you next week to see if he can continue that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, we'll see you this time next week. Thank you very much.